My wife and I left the United States of America almost 7 years ago to go live in another country, and we have not moved back, and we do not plan on moving back. And this is one of the most common questions. What is our monthly budget where we're at? Most people will not believe the answer, but I can prove it if you want me to. But I'm going to break it down a little bit here. Now, this is what you're not gonna believe. We rarely spend more than $400 or $500 a month where we live, total expenses. Yes, there are foreigners. Actually, I would say a lot of the foreigners that are down here from US or Canada or UK or whatever, they usually spend 3 to 4 times more than us. So they're gonna tell you over $1,000 a month, but that's because they just don't know how to do things. So, for example, we only pay right now a little bit under 100 US dollars a month on the current exchange. We've never paid more than 130 US dollars a month for rent. We're talking about like a two-bedroom apartment with a living room, a bath, like a normal two-bedroom apartment, like in the US. Okay. Actually, where we're at right now is not like a normal apartment, but the one we just left was, that's a different story for a different day. Anyways, but the foreigners, they don't know where to find cheap rent. They don't know. They just like walk into a real like the nicest part of town. They look at the biggest, nicest building, and then they go find an apartment there, and it's like whatever, and they're paying three, four, 5 times as much on rent than us, and it's like the same thing. We're on the outskirts of the city. I have a beautiful view of the city and the mountains, and it's quieter, more peaceful, less honking, less people yelling and stuff like that because we're not downtown like they are. And yeah, so we like this better and we pay way less. Another thing is that a lot of the foreigners that are down here, they tend to spend way more money on food and groceries. So, for example, they're eating out all the time. They are, even though food is cheaper, but that adds up if you're eating out every day. They also don't know what to buy at the grocery store. Well, this is their decision, but it's like, think about this. For example, if a foreigner goes in and buys imported Oreos like every week and Fruit Loops and all these imported things, they cost 5, 10 times more. When usually the local, like, there's usually local products that taste either the same or even better for a fraction of the price. So we don't usually buy Oreos. We usually buy the knockoff Oreos that are made locally with better ingredients and it's 10 times cheaper. On the topic of super cheap rent in other countries, a lot of people want to know, well, where do I find those? Well, I help you find them. I list them on our website. It's called Time to Go, not .com, it's .international. Time to go .international. I'll see you there.